Hello everybody, Blackburn here. So welcome to my YouTube channel. First YouTube content that I'm making here. For those that don't know, which is probably most of you, I'm a big movie guy, movie buff, film buff, I guess you would say. I do have replica props, other props, replica and non-replica, that were signed. Betsy Palmer photo, a real machete signed by all the actors that played Jason, 18-inch chef knife signed by Nick Castle and James Hugh Courtney. Got a contact with glove maker from Nightmare on Elm Street. Had a glove made and signed by Robert Englund. And of course, you can see it on. Okay, that's not working. Anyways, I got a Jack Nicholson and Darth Vader over there, also signed by David Prowse and James Earl Jones. And as a movie guy, there's a lot of content on YouTube that I watch. I'm going to show you two that I watch religiously. The first one is something that I actually do. These people were smart enough to put it up on YouTube. Which is I watch it over and over. I watch a film over and over and over again and try to find out all the mistakes. And like I said, they put it on YouTube. Name of the channel is Cinema Sins, and we're going to check them out right now with everything wrong with Home Alone. Take a look.
Why does the cartoon version of the house in the logo look so different from the actual house? It's a beautiful house. Use that for your stencil. Why yes, this obviously well-off family with 1,600 kids has overdone it on the Christmas lights. Thanks for noticing. McAllister's put lights on the trees across the sidewalk, surely prompting lawsuits from the dozens of kids tripping on the wires. Look, I know it's chaotic and all, but you're telling me not one of these kids are paying attention to the uniformed police officer in the middle of the entryway?
Did you by any chance pick up the voltage adapter thing?
No, I didn't have time to do that.
Well, how am I supposed to shave in France?
Peter ignores thousands of years of men shaving with alternatives to electric razors.
Pick up those micro machines that are all over in there?
Holy hell, a film shout out to Micro Machines, whose commercials are on record as being 1/3 the inspiration for Cinema Sins. 2 cents off!
Go pack your suitcase.
Who the hell would let an 8-year-old pack his own suitcase? If I did that when I was 8 years old, it would have been full of only red vines and comic books. Also, Kevin later fakes a giant Christmas party and creates a torturous series of traps in his house, but packing a suitcase is just too overwhelming.
All kids, no.
I'm going to point out two things. I'm 36. I just packed my own suitcase, and I still packed them with comic books and red vines. Not to mention, also another side note, if you ever manage to get a signing or go to a signing or have something sent to a signing that is being signed by Joe Pesci, stay away from it. Okay? His prices start anywhere from $700 to $1,000 depending on the product that you want signed or whatever the photo is from his publicist that you want signed. You have a better chance of getting something signed and authenticated on eBay. Just throwing that out there. Back to the clip. Or a partial clip. I'm not going to show the whole thing.
No parents. Probably a fancy orphanage.
Harry forgets that he just saw a full-fledged adult walk by and ignore him 2 minutes ago.
You're what the French call les incompetents.
Angela clearly got a hold of an English to French translation book, but this is the best insult she could come up with.
If he has something to drink, he's gonna wet the bed.
Everyone is giving this poor kid a massive amount of motivation to wish to spend Christmas alone. This family makes the Tenenbaums look like the Seavers. This is an orgy of evidence that this is a boy's room from the 90s. Michael Jordan poster? Check. Random sports equipment placed perfectly on shelf? Got it. Poster of Bikini Babe? Definitely. Time of your life board game? You bet. Wait, what?
Is it true that French babes don't shave their pits?
C'est raciste. Also, what is Buzz worried about? He's 14 years old and looks like Biff Tannen's nerdy little brother. I don't think he'll be getting any during his French holiday.
Check it out, old man Marley.
Buzz, whose window faces Marley's house, is fascinated to see a dude that he's presumably noticed 1,000,000 times since living here, because we needed a quick way to introduce him. Also, you did not f***ing notice this shit from the far side of the room.
Murdered his whole family and half the people on the block.
How come the cops don't arrest him?
Not enough evidence to convict.
I realize this is 14-year-old logic, but do they really believe this asshole killed his family and half the block, but there wasn't enough evidence for conviction? Was Johnny Cochran involved in this case? Not only is this reckless driving, it'll definitely lead to the pizza toppings getting all shifted to one side. And then there's a cheeseless side, and everyone suffers because this asshole didn't notice a stop sign. Little Nero's must have the fastest pizza oven ever, or at least pre-makes pies with every possible topping combination and make this arbitrary 20-minute self-imposed deadline. Also, how big can that delivery zone be? Like a half mile or less from the parking lot?
Well, we have automatic timers for our...
Not to mention, let's go back a little bit. The destruction of personal property right here, kids.
20-minute self-imposed deadline. Also, how big can that delivery zone be? Like a half mile or less from the parking lot?
Well, we have automatic timers for our lights, locks for our doors. That's about as well as anybody can do these days, right?
Dude, house alarm systems have been around since the 1870s, and you can clearly afford one, so that is not the best you can do even in 1990. Buzz is cramming this in his mouth like a Neanderthal here, but a second later is eating pizza like a normal human being.
Did anyone order me a plain cheese?
Well, yeah, we did. But if you want any, somebody's gonna have to barf it all up. Because it's gone.
Look, I had an older brother in real life, and he did plenty of older brother things to me, but even he thinks this movie's older brother is about 3 steps too far. I'm starting to think that Fuller is going to pee on Kevin intentionally, which may be early signs of Europhilia. Yeah, it's a dick move for Kevin to tackle Buzz, but why the hell would they leave the tickets and passports out on the counter right next to all the milk? These people deserve the heartache of a missing child. Even though Kevin's dad is concerned about the safety of the plane tickets, he immediately discards one of the tickets that just happens to be Kevin's. At this point, I'm starting to think they actively want to lose this kid.
Now it's for dinner.
Sorry, I had my mic on mute. So you can basically see what this channel is about. So we're going to leave it there. If you want to check it out, there will be a link in the comments in the description below. So check it out. We're going to move on to the next channel that I watch and recommend. Please note, these channels do not promote me. They do not support me. I just like their content, and I believe all moviegoers, movie buffs should see their content, because their content is phenomenal. Let's see, what movie shall we use? Those are references. What's your favorite scary movie? Kill count. That's what we want, the kill count. So you can see there's all different things on this channel. So you have the kill count. What's your favorite scary movie?
What's your favorite scary movie?
So let me know in the comments below what's your favorite scary movie. Ranking videos, they talk, podcast playlists, and a bunch of other kill counts. And then, of course, you have the Dead Meat podcast. So there's a bunch of things here to see. We're going to do Child's Play. Take a look.
Together.
Oh, goddamn ads.
Valorant.
미안해서 어쩌나?
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we begin our Chucky extravaganza with the original Chucky movie, Child's Play, released in 1988. Child's Play is an interesting series, one that has ventured from serious horror into self-effacing parody and back to horror again. With 6 films and a 7th coming out in just a few weeks, its success and notoriety is entirely because of the central character, Chucky the Killer Doll. Possessed by the spirit of a serial killer, Chucky has been freaking people out since his first appearance on screen, and there's no other horror icon that I hear people say they're afraid of more. Whether it stems from the unnatural way he moves around or just an innate, deep-seated fear of creepy-looking dolls, it seems like Chucky is the killer people have the most nightmares about. Sorry, Fred. Which sounds like the perfect reason to me to cover Chucky and all his escapades that span the 30 years he's been around. But before we can get to all the crazy sequels that see him get married and have a kid, we've got to start from the beginning and his very first kills. Without further ado, let's get to him. The movie begins with a foot chase. Detective Mike Norris is in pursuit of Charles Lee Ray, a guy with the most serial killer name imaginable. Norris gets a shot in on Ray, scaring his partner Eddie Caputo enough to drive off in the getaway van, leaving Ray behind.
Help me! Eddie, don't leave me! God, no!
Ray ducks into a toy store where the title card pops up over a display of good guy dolls. Ray's not very good at this whole escape thing though, because Norris lands another shot on him. After stumbling around looking like a drunk Tommy Wiseau impersonator, he realizes he's going to die soon, so he makes a theatrical threat to Detective Norris.
I'm gonna get you, and I'm gonna get Eddie, no matter what!
Then he grabs a good guy doll and gets to work with a crazy archaic chant. I only included a clip of the chant because after working on this series so much, I've been saying Ade Due Dambala in my sleep, and if Chelsea has to suffer through hearing that shit, then so do you. A bunch of ominous thunderclouds roll in overhead, and one lightning strike later, the entire toy store blows up from the inside out, leaving the place looking like Santa's workshop after one of the elves had an accident cooking meth. The only thing left for Norris to find is Ray's dead body lying next to a good guy doll. Obviously, Ray has transferred his soul into it, but I'm still gonna throw Charles Lee Ray up on the kill count as the movie's first victim, because
All right, so here, as you can see, I paused it. It says 6 minutes in, so 6 minutes in, this is when the first kill happens and how the kill happened. Shot twice, bled out, and so the soul switcheroo.
you know, he shuffled off his mortal coil or whatever. Now it's time to meet our adorable little hero of the film, Andy Barclay. He's making a breakfast of sugar with sugar, but he's allowed to because it's his damn birthday, and there's nothing he wants more for it than an animatronic good guy doll, as hawked to him by this terrifying mascot good guy who I just need to see someone cosplay as at the next Monsterpalooza. Don't let me down, people. But when he opens the big box for him from his mom, Karen, it's just a bunch of dumb clothes inside. Quit your whining, kid. A good guy doll won't keep you warm through a Chicago winter. And besides, the damn things cost $100. Way too much for this working class single mother. But at work, Karen is presented with a solution when her pink lady friend Maggie tells her about a sweet clearance sale going on in the alleyway. She goes out back and buys one of these giant life-size dolls for only $30 from a very charming street peddler.
How do we know the damn thing isn't stolen, huh?
Steal this.
When she gets back inside, her stuffy boss tells her she has to.
All right, so we're going to move forward. I don't want to take up too much of your times today. So we're going to move up forward just to give another quick clip of a kill and then the count. Here we are. Take a look.
Decapitating him and taking off several limbs with her shots. That's some dope aim, Karen. She finally shoots him in the chest, and we think it's finally all over for good because, like, come on. Norris's cop partner shows up, and even though Norris tells him it was the doll, he's skeptical of the story. Lucky for Norris's credibility, it's actually not all over for good, as Chucky's burnt body pops out through the air vent and starts strangling the cop even more than that mustache is strangling his upper lip. Jesus, dude, just die already. Norris must have been thinking the same thing because he shoots him through the heart. Blood splatters everywhere, and Chucky is finally dead, so he'll go on the list, even though I already counted Charles Lee Ray. Whatever, I do what I want. Chucky signs off with one last utterance of his catchphrase.
I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
And that'll give you nightmares. The detectives, Karen and Andy, all leave the room, a freeze frame capturing Andy's forlorn look as the final frame of the film. Man, I hate it when movies end on a freeze frame for no good reason. Come on, let's get to the kills. If you count both Charles Lee Ray and Chucky as separate deaths, then 6 people die in this movie. Pretty low for a slasher, but that's okay. Chucky's just getting started. Of the victims, 5 were men and only 1 was a woman, so there was a pretty stark gender imbalance going on. With a runtime of 87 minutes, we wound up with a kill on average every 14.5 minutes, and they were actually spaced apart pretty evenly. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Dr. Ardmore. All the kills were unique, but this one was the most gruesome, especially the shot with all that blood coming out of his eyes. Dull machete for lamest kill will go to Charles Lee Ray, who bled out to death after getting shot a couple of times. It's bullshit, he did not die well, he did not. Oh, hi Chucky. And that's it. Child's Play was released in 1988 and caused a bit of an uproar, with concerned parents of the conservative 80s outraged by the concept of a killer doll. Chucky persevered though, and we got a whole heap of sequels, the first of which I'll be covering next week. Until then, I'm James A. Janice. This has been The Kill Count. Hey guys, thanks a lot for watching my kill count for Child's Play. I want to thank some of my patrons.
All right, guys, so that's basically it. Again, if you're a movie buff, a horror fan, or you just love film, check out these 2 sites, these 2 channels. I watch them a lot, more than probably a human should. In regards to the last thing he said in regards to the dolls, the Chucky dolls being a whole big thing in the 80s, the same thing kind of happened with Freddy Krueger. They had Freddy dolls, and they were actually taken off shelves. I don't know exactly what year that was in, but that has happened. Freddy had a lot of things. He had a 1-800 phone number. They have a phone where it's like his tongue on the receiver end, not the receiver, the mic end. So yeah, horror's it's a weird beast. Guys, I'll see you guys later. Check us out on all streaming platforms: Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. I'll be streaming later today. Take care. Peace.